Hello there. It is now time for the next 3 levels of Mario World. I think that's the formula I'm going to use for the rest of this series. Just 3 stages of video. It'll give me a nice gauge of how long each video is going to be. This video is around 6 minutes long, so... you know, it's not terribly long, but it's still longer than some of my other stuff. Here I'm trying to slide into that opening, but a little bit of a weird quirk with my controller is that randomly it'll decide to either ignore my input completely or mash the down button for some reason. That doesn't happen all that much in this video, but, you know, it's kind of annoying, and it cost me a fair few attempts. Now, in that question mark block back there, there's a star, which you're supposed to use to run through all of the enemies here to make getting through this part super easy. I wanted to be difficult, so I didn't grab it. For some reason. Thankfully, checkpoints give you the effects of getting a mushroom, so, you know, that hit really didn't matter all that much. This slope you kind of have to jump up, otherwise it doesn't really let you climb it. And that's the first stage of the 3 I'm doing done. Now it's time for Vanilla Dome 2. Sitting here on the stage menu because I really like the music in this area. Anyway, this stage, similar to the first one, is almost entirely underground. I think it is entirely underground. But now we have water and vines and other things that exist in this level. Sadly, Buzzy Beetles are immune to fire, which makes the Fire Flower completely pointless against them. But the Fire Flower still works underwater somehow, and ooh, that was kind of nice. Hitting both of them with one volley of the Fire Flowers. I don't even know how he jumped over those blocks, and I didn't think he would respawn if I scrolled him off the screen, so here I take an intentional hit to jump over the donut blocks, no, they're not donut blocks. The blocks with the eyes on them. But, lo and behold, he did respawn. But we get to make use of the next checkpoint. Make sure you're not running when you pick up the P-switch, because otherwise, or when you hit the P-switch, rather, because then you'll pick it up and you won't actually press it. So make sure you are not holding down the run button when you are doing that. Here's a couple instances of my controller, for some reason, hitting down when I'm not telling it to. I don't know if it's a problem with my specific controller, or if most off-brand Xbox 360 controllers are like that. Anyway, I'll stop my belly aching. Now it's time for a bonus game. Obviously, I'm still not very good at these, but I get 2 1-ups from it, so it's decently okay. Now it's time for the Vanilla Dome Ghost House. This one, I actually had to look up a video of someone doing it to figure out how exactly they were doing it. This ghost house, unlike the first one, is more or less a straight shot. You just have to do things in a kind of specific manner, rather than going through the door a certain amount of times or something weird like that. Boos are immune to fire, and most of the enemies in this level, save for the big boos, are invincible, so the extra firepower, no pun intended, is not really all that helpful here. Now we go through the room with the green orb searchlight. I don't know what those are. Or why they're in a ghost house, but hey, they're kinda neat. Here's an instance where you have to pick up the P-switch, and make sure you collect all before hitting it, because otherwise they turn into blocks and you can't get through the door. And that's it for the ghost house. Relatively short, and probably easier to understand compared to the one in Donut Plains. And with that, that's it for this video. Bye!